let's go hunting.
Probably wondering what's going on. Not many videos lately this year, last year. The bush is just back, it's thick as hell. Deer are safe. Don't know if there is many deer. I think summer's just throwing them around a bit, they're chasing water, whatever, but struggling to put them up, struggling to find them. Haven't been out too much. Just come into a newer area, haven't been for quite a while, just to check out the regrowth, see what it's up to, and let me tell you, not too inviting, doesn't look too inviting, that's for sure. Good bit of rain today, it's cooled down. Thought I'd just take the moment to come out and check it out, see what it's like, just do a bit of hunting soon, start warming up for winter. But it's a real struggle to see into the bush from afar at the moment, and what I can see into looks like the scrub's quite high, so not my cup of tea, that's for sure. So with that, the motivation to go out hunting is at all-time low. Nearly pretty much has been since those fires. I got pretty keen for a while. After the first year of the fire regrowth and letting the deer sort of chill out, I did get back into it pretty hard. That's when the bush was just regrowing, and it wasn't at this stage where it is now, 2024, and the regrowth is thick. It's a couple of years old now. Combine the fires just with that so-called culling that was going on. Any decent recreational hunter would have lost a lot of motivation through that period. I understand there was two parties with this, post-fires, and with the cull era. There was guys that just couldn't wait to go and kill them all, and then there was some that just wanted to let the deers recover, recoup, and didn't feel the need to want to kill them. Speaking for myself, prior to those fires, I did see we needed to shoot deer, so I was quite happy to shoot any deer. Then the fires came, opened my eyes, changed my life, and just realised what the deers mean to me out in this bush. And then just the whole game changer with the post-fire culling, the massive dollars given to like the likes of Parks and Delt or Deaker to do the culling operations sort of hit home pretty hard. Not to mention a very small and very boom and very bust deer harvesting operation, which cherry picked a lot of them from what you could argue was problem areas, so the paddocks. All the deer were hanging in the back of the paddocks there for quite a while, particularly after those fires. So yeah, that I'm not against that, but it is what it is. It's boom and bust. They're come and gone. They were just shooting stags most of the time anyway. And here we are, 2024, with a bush that's too thick to even really want to jump through. So yeah, interesting. Where am I at now with it? Still not stoked, not super motivated. Would love to just keep making videos, but I'm not one to run around the paddock shooting everything either. Got more access than most you blokes would dream of to go and hunt, but I don't really want to be exploiting it just for the sake of videos. What I found in the past is if there's any landmarks or anything a bit noticeable, there's always quite a team of hunters that like to get in there pretty shortly after, particularly sniffing around the edges and somewhat trespassing through the place. So I don't want to be bringing that on to the farmers who allow me to hunt there, and that's pretty sad. I'd love to show you some of the stuff I get up to and some of the deers that are on the properties and a bit more of what's happening, but it's just not worth it for them. And in turn, when the fingers start getting pointed, it typically come back around onto me, and that gets up me goat a little bit. It's mostly just from a couple other buggers fucking around behind it and trespassing it. So yeah, that wore out pretty thin pretty quick, and like I said, I didn't want to put it onto the farmers to be having trouble just because HillDog's hunting out there or whatever, you know what I mean? So that's why I try and pride myself on this public land hunting. That's where I get off on, and I can go there whenever I want and hunt it however I want, shoot whatever I want or not. And yeah, trying to explore the outdoors a bit more. The only drama is that there's not really anywhere within the Kui now that's not regrowth since the fires, so pretty hard to find country. So then we start looking into that Alpine Park, the big open country and all that, you know, the ones that you guys are exploiting with the thermals. Yeah, up in that country, it's awesome stuff to hunt, and you could see deers and that, but yeah, we're predominantly looking for big stags, but with the amount of thermals and that are out in the bush these days, with stalkers, let alone the guys driving around the tracks just bloody stalking in on them off the roads and that, well, I don't know if it's worked out yet, but those deer move, so they're getting taken out quite a bit off the roads, even for those far out gullies, deep gullies, Mayford and stuff like that. Then you got the helicopters, which was, you know, it went around enough times. It didn't just do one flyover. It's done a couple of flyovers now, and from all reports, there is somewhat lack of deer sign up in some of that park, high country stuff. Look at the Howard, particularly, speculation right across there. Fuck all. Look on Dargo Road, it's getting flogged every second night. You fellas with the thermals. Spotlight's a thing of the past now, so it's all just thermal. And then you got the guys walking in off the spurs, glassing all cross country with the thermals. These deer they're the same ones, they're all the same deer. There's not a big number of deer out in the bush. I've seen ADA recently start some little article regarding the fact that the 1 million deer count was a load of shit. Could have told you that 5 years ago. There's nowhere near 1 million deer, particularly in this Victorian Alps. And I've talked about it in the past, but like you got what you call paddock, then you got the fringe, and that can be like say 1k, 2k area. Then beyond that you got like this wild bush, native bush. The numbers on the fringe are and can be quite high. You get up into this wild bush, native bush, they're so few and far, the deer. Like I feel like going back into bloody Mike Harrison and Ken Pierce's time, you know what I mean, where there's like you were stalking all weekend just to find sign, or the gully where the deers were, to then hunt it. I grew up in the golden era where there was a plethora of deer, they were everywhere. They had backed up a little bit, and the deer hunting was only just becoming a common or popular sport. And then late 2000s it got really busy, popular, and then it got really desperate, particularly for stags. I think the prestige has really gone from sambar hunting these days with the advent of the thermals and thermal drones and thermal scopes. And look, I'm not necessarily a hater of thermals, don't get me wrong. They have their time and place, but just out in the recreational public land, it's not the place for it. So that's all-time lows. And as far as like trying to make videos of deers, it's getting difficult. So I don't know how much of that's going to go on. I'm definitely not a YouTuber per se, like my views aren't that high. It's not like it's a bloody income or anything like that. But if you are listening to this and you want to do us a little favour, just grab one of my videos and share on any sort of social media platform and try and get some more eyes on some more videos. There's bloody nearly 10 years of it now, and some of the videos have only had a handful of views. Some of them are Patreon exclusives, but as you'll see, I'm starting to sort of trickle them out onto YouTube now, just so you can all get a bit of a look-see at what was going on beforehand and how I like to go about it. Just keeping it real and showing some respect to the wind, to the deer, and just trying to sort of put myself out there against them, not against the next bloke or next Instagram profile. But anyway, it's about ran over. We're going to keep just cruising around here and see if we can find any decent sort of faces or gullies to hunt in. This stuff isn't end of the world. Bit of tussock up in here, snowgrass stuff, but just because it's 22 degrees today doesn't mean the snakes aren't out. It is January, middle of January. So on that note anyway, cheers for listening, and hope you enjoy some of my older videos. We are heading over to Fiordland for the Wapiti hunting, March, April. So there'll be a bit of content come out of that. Might try and get a tar. And about it, eh? Anyway, cheers for the support for the last few years on YouTube. Really come a long way. Bloody loving it. Got a goal of getting to about 10,000 subs. So if you haven't hit that sub button already, and I know there's like 70% of you that are watching aren't subscribed, so that would mean the world to me if you could just hit up the sub button, and we'll try and get some numbers going. Help YouTube put me out there a bit more. And with that, we might be able to make some more videos. And feel free to hit me up on the HillDogTV Facebook page, just in regards to anything you want me to maybe express or come across in some videos. I'm happy to do some talks about, not necessarily my gear or anything like that, I've done enough of that, but just yeah, you might have some ideas that I don't or haven't covered yet. So anyway, cheers.